Hello and welcome back to my channel, everyone. It is your girl Cassandra Olivia, and this will be part 2 of this hair color video. So in part 1, if you want to see how I turn this mannequin from all different shades of pink to this nice blonde / pink canvas, then be sure to check that out. If not, you already know what time it is. I'm just showing you guys how I'm starting off. This is how I ended the last video. And today we're going to be using some Pravana blues, some Mydentity, some Arctic Fox. So I'll be sure to show you guys everything. But first, you guys know I'm going in with some frame art bowls and some brushes, as well as this frame art tray that I have below, and some pink paws, my favorite gloves. So these are the colors I'm using by Arctic Fox and Mydentity. I will be sure to drop them all below. But right now I'm just going in with my frame art connecting bowls. And I will actually be using 6 colors. The only one I didn't show was the Pravana blue. I decided to add that one last minute. But as I'm adding the colors into the bowls, I'll just let you guys know which ones are which. And again, I'll drop them down below as well. So this first shade is going to be Mydentity Lavender Lust. And I've had this color for about 1.5 years, never used it. And I just decided, you know what? I actually thought it was a mint green for whatever reason. I guess because of the color on the packaging. But when I opened it up, I was like, oh, this says lavender. Let me use it. So now this is the Aquamarine by Arctic Fox. And I'm just going to go in and add this in the next bowl. And then this one is going to be the Girls Night, which is a lavender color. Really, really cute. Also by Arctic Fox. You know, the yellow is just going to be Cosmic Sunshine. And the lighter color right here is going to be Periwinkle. And that one all the way in the very back is the Pravana Blue. So I've already went ahead and pre-lightened the hair. She's air dried. I just brushed her out. And when I'm doing color like this, I always use different bowls, different brushes, and I also use manic mesh, just because if you're trying to do like yellows or lavenders, you want to try your best to not make the colors bleed together. So that was my intention here. So the first shade that I'm going in with is going to be that Cosmic Sunshine. I wanted to do like a really, really bright yellow underneath just to add some dimension. And I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to use these colors and I wanted to pretty much freestyle. So I'm kind of like bricklaying them. And in between each section, I am going to put manic mesh underneath and on top just to prevent any bleeding and make sure that everything is nice and uniform. So the second shade that I'm going in with now is the Mydentity Lavender Lust. And I'm just going to apply this all over this section. I pretty much just sectioned each part and then I just applied colors just randomly. Again, just doing what I felt like doing in my heart. The next color I'm going in with is going to be the Aquamarine. It's a blue shade by Arctic Fox. It's like a blue teal undertone. So I'm just adding that above the lavender and the yellow. And my thought process was to add lavender on the lighter pieces, but just do a little hint of lavender in the hair. But I mostly wanted to focus on like creating blues and yellows and like some greens. So that's just what I'm doing here. And again, I am wiping my hands off camera in between each section as well, just because I like to use my fingers to run through. And sometimes you don't want the colors to bleed, especially this blue and this yellow, if you want it to be yellow, because you know blue and yellow makes green. So if I were to do blue and then run my fingers through it, still with the blue on my hands, it'll turn the section green, and that's not what I want to do. So I literally was just being super strategic with my color application. And this one that you see me applying here is the Periwinkle. This is also by Arctic Fox. This is just a lighter shade. It's more transparent versus the lavender where it has more of a purple lilac undertone. So I'm just again applying another mesh sheet here and just freestyling. I did the back first and then I worked on the right side of the head, and then I'll do the left, and then I'll show you guys how it looks once everything is applied. But I'm just going in with these same colors over and over, and just doing kind of what I feel looks best or what'll flow best. I wanted to have some nice pops of yellow just to make it not dull and have some dimension, but I also didn't want it to be too flat, and I knew that to cover up that pink in the front, I was going to go in with a lot of blue. So I didn't want it just to be one flat, like boring blue. I wanted to have like a little bit of dimension. When you look at it from different angles, it just gives you some life. So initially, y'all, I did not like this color when it came out, and I'll show y'all why towards the end. When this color is wet, it looks crazy. And y'all know sometimes when you do hair color, when it's wet, you'll be like, oh my God, like, is this the right color? It looks so crazy. Did I do right? Did I do wrong? But this color actually came out really good when it was outside in the sunlight. But I feel like with the dark lighting at my house, y'all know I'm a vampire. I love everything dark. And with it being rainy the last couple of days, when I did this initially and I got finished and it dried at night, I was looking at it in the dark and I was like, I hate this color. Like, it just looks so black. And then as I went outside the next day when it started clearing up a little bit, I was like, oh, I can see the different shades in here. So I thought that was really, really nice. So that last blue I went in underneath was the aquamarine. And then on top in this section here, I'm just adding in now that Pravana blue. You can tell the difference between these two because the aquamarine is more blue and this one looks more black. Like, it looks like a blue black. So that's because one, this Pravana blue is very dark, but also because we have that pink undertone. So you got to remember now it's giving it like a purple hue. So it's really, really going to peek through. So in this next section, again, I'm just going in. I was trying to figure out which color I wanted to do because I just did the light blue, then the dark blue on top. So now I'm just going back in with that Lavender Lust by Mydentity, and I'm just adding a section at the top. And I'm just going to do this for all of the sections. You guys can pretty much watch. Again, I'll link everything that I'm using down below, down to the color, the clips, the combs, all of that. And if you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Your girl is working overtime. I just did 2 edits back to back, and I have to work today. And I'm home with the kids in the morning. So I literally have not been chilling all day. I've literally got up and was like, let me get these videos done. Let me spend time with my kids and let me get out the door. So much appreciated. I hope y'all really, really are effing with this content because I'm really trying to get it out to you guys. So again, this is just the Cosmic Sunshine. I feel like I don't have to repeat this every single time. Y'all kind of get the gist of it. But the goal was, again, just to apply these colors kind of randomly and just have fun with it. Whenever I do hair color, my goal is just to have fun. Here I am now on the left-hand side of the head. And because this side had the more pink colors in it, that's when you're going to see me go in with more of that Pravana blue just to make sure that everything is nice and covered. So my thought process was to go in with some Pravana blue, just a little bit of yellow, and the aquamarine because those are the darkest colors. And that way it'll help blend out that pink. I think this was the color I actually used the least out of all the colors. This was just the girls' night, which was like that purple lavender shade. It was cute, but it just felt really, really light and transparent and like a, what is it called? A pastel shade. And I wasn't going for too much pastel. So my thought process was to cake this on here so that way it can be super saturated, and let's see how much purple we can get to shine through. In the end, you'll see it a little bit when I get close. It's just very, very subtle. But I didn't want to add too much of this just because I was like, all right, if this looks crazy, I don't want the whole head to look wild. So I just threw it in there sporadically and I just had fun. Again, now this shade right here is the periwinkle. I know it's confusing because the periwinkle looks kind of bluish, but yeah, this is the periwinkle on top, and the girls' night was the one directly underneath of this color. So as you can see, I'm getting closer to the top, and I'm like, I done poured so much of these colors. Let me just oversaturate and make sure that everything is nice and colored. And then once I was done, I did let this sit on the head for about an hour to 2 hours. I forget. I literally put it on the head, went about my business, went shopping, came back, rinsed it out, and was like, all right, we'll deal with this tomorrow. And that's when I noticed it at night and was like, okay, I hate this color. Like, it looks so dark. What did I do? But y'all know one thing about me, even if I don't like something, I feel like I'm gonna still post it because we're still growing together. And, you know, nobody's perfect. So if I don't like it this time, now I know next time what not to do. So it's still a learning process, I'll say. But there also could be somebody out here that really likes this color. So I was like, you know what? At first I was like, do I want to post this? But then I was like, nah, I sat here and did all of this. Like, it's getting posted. This is the aquamarine shade again. And I'm just going to start alternating between the aquamarine, which is this lighter blue shade, and the Pravana blue towards the top where that pink is.
take extra steps to shatter expectations. I see the future and past. Niggas just stepping on glass. Started shining, now they mad. Nigga heat stroke. Niggas define their own path. And niggas won't take part in that. Where was you at when I crashed? I can see you coast, yeah. I see the future and past. Niggas just stepping on glass. Started shining, now they mad. Like a heat stroke. Niggas define their own path. And niggas won't take part in that. Where was you at when I crashed? Like a sea coast, yeah.
Look at how dark this Pravana blue is, guys. Like, it is just giving me life. I wasn't really worried about staining the mannequin either, just because I knew that this was like the third hair color I did. So I was just like, at this point, it is what it is. I have more. But if you plan on reusing your mannequin, you just want to put either like some Vaseline or something on the hair, or like some got-to-be spray, whatever you want to make sure that it doesn't stain. Maybe I'll do that with my newer mannequin just to show you guys if you're in hair school. I really don't care, because these mannequins are between like 35 and like 45, 50 bucks, which to me isn't a lot. And I use them into the ground. But if you're somebody that's in beauty school or just starting out and you know you got to make sure that your coins last, then by all means do what you can to protect your mannequin, because even if you decide to start posting content or doing videos like this, it really does make a difference on the presentation. And I do get distracted when I'm like, oh, this color is pretty, but the mannequin looks so beat up, like what's going on? So just an FYI. I'm going to finish applying these last few colors, and then I will show you guys how it looks when I'm done. And then I will do the pull of the mesh sheet so that way you guys can see how everything lays on top of each other.
Said 1, 2, 3, 4, who that at the front door? Oh shit, it's my friends, whoa. If I make a move, then it's gotta be beneficial. I've been in a cruise, but I'd rather have the benzo. I feel like J-Jet Tubbs, I've been staying 10 toes, right inside the end zone. I've been in a lag, cause I gotta pay the rent, oh. Cause I spent that shit on a Ralph Lauren trench coat shit, cause it get cold. Spliffy on extendo, open up the vents, ho. I don't like the high box, I don't like the stench, whoa. I would play the bench if it meant that we would win, ho, shit. But it don't, so my shot it gotta be wet, ho. 201, shit, I gotta represent, ho. Damn, that's right, shit, I gotta represent, ho. Straight color shirt, so I gotta be official. Mama hate work, so I gotta up the tempo.
All right, so now time for the fun part. I love doing like mesh pulls and foil pulls. I just love seeing everything come together. Now for this, I did pull this really fast just because I knew I had to rinse this out. And pro tip, whenever you're doing color, you want to rinse the hair out with cold water, just because you do not want it to bleed or run out, okay? So we're going to rinse this with freezing cold water. And then I just went in with the leaf and flower and then brushed it out. So this is what I was talking about. Y'all see how it looks right now that it's wet? I was like, I hate this. Like, what in the hell is going on? But once it air dried, baby, it was a wrap. Like, once it air dried and I took it outside, again, it was raining all week, so it was super dim. And I don't have, like, I have natural lighting in my house, but I don't know, for whatever reason, because it was getting late, I was just like, this color looks so ugly. But then once it dried, I was like, oh, okay. But now, why does it look like my mannequin has a bald spot at the top? That's the thing. It's just because the hair be like all over the place. Sometimes it'd be a whole bunch of hair in one spot and not enough hair in another. But this is how it looks as the end result. Let me know if y'all like. Out of the two colors I did, I think I definitely like the pink better. Maybe I'm just biased because I like pink. But I thought this came out really cute. And if you look up close, you see those lavender hues peeking through. This is why I said it's very important to get your hair in different lighting, because if I were just to post this how it looked in the house, it would have looked crazy. I actually took it outside. I had to take it outside just for a few minutes because it did start pouring afterwards. But just so you guys can see, it did bleed through a little bit in a few spots, but I wasn't too pressed because, again, I'm just doing this for pure entertainment and education and for fun. But up close, guys, look at that blend, okay? This is when I was like, okay, I really like this color. So enough rambling, I have to get out of here. But thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting my channel. I will just leave the end result here. You guys can see it from different angles, and then I'll add another end result of it in my house so that way you can kind of see how it looks. Again, this is not with the full sun out. This is literally on a cloudy day in between rain, and I still got some nice lighting, some nice shots. But on these same cloudy days with the rain, I'm gonna show you, this is how it looked in the house, and it looked even crazy in the garage. I was like, ew. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow your girl on social media. I will link everything in the description box, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.